Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm not gonna talk about orchids. I know that most of you come here to talk about orchids, and I'm really sorry about that, but the topic today is Hoyas. If you grow not only orchids but also Hoya as epiphyte plants, you came to the right place. I will talk to you how to bloom Hoyas as house plants. I have been growing Hoyas for the past, I think maybe 2 years at this point. Thanks to one lovely friend that I made in the plant community that gave me the first Hoya cuttings, and they matured and that they are growing super nice and super well. And this summer I managed to bloom almost all of my Hoyas. So for this reason, I stay here. You're gonna see some footage of Hoyas today. Let's explore the secrets for blooming Hoyas that are also known as waxy plants. If you grow Hoyas, let me know down below which ones you own and which one is your favorite. So let's start. So as I mentioned before, Hoyas, they are epiphytes, so they grow on top of trees and tree trunks like some orchids as well. For this reason, they have specific needs. They shouldn't be potted as houseplants. They are the ones who grow in soil. If you didn't know that, do your research, look around, because Hoyas, they need to be potted a little bit different from your other houseplants. And also they have some specific requirements. How I am able to rebloom my Hoyas? First of all is light. For me, light is the key factor here to be able to bloom these Hoyas. Hoyas, they need bright light. Not the type of light that will actually burn its leaves, but super bright light. In my house, I offer them the east and south type of light. I live in the north hemisphere, so that is how I achieve to bloom my Hoyas. I think they super enjoy the bright light that I offer them. I can see that they are all growing, push out new roots, and also they are blooming. And I think that all of these are good signs that I'm doing a good job. So my first tip for you, and I think one of the most important tips, is light. If you don't have enough bright light, natural light, offer it some growing light as well, maybe it will do the trick. But observe if your plant's not blooming and it's becoming mature and it's growing a lot, you should probably try a different light position. Maybe it will do the trick and you will finally manage to bloom your Hoyas. Next, let's talk about temperature. These plants, they are tropical plants. They grow in tropical countries, and so they enjoy to have intermediate to warm temperature all year round. Here where I live, I cannot grow them outside because it would be too cold for them, but inside our homes tend to be perfect. Also, they enjoy the humidity, as most of our houseplants, if it has lots of humidity, they will do well. When the humidity is a little bit lower, it's not ideal, but I don't think they will suffer as much as with light and watering. So for me, the key factor here is watering. Hoyas, they like to be watered when their mix becomes dry or approaching dryness. When I notice that my moss is approaching dryness, the roots are dry, I water them again. If I keep watering them while they are very moist, I can have some root rot. It happened to me with one of my Hoyas. So avoid watering it all the time. Just notice your mix, put your finger inside, check if it's approaching dryness. It is dry. You can offer some light, some watering. They will super appreciate it. Talking about that, how you pot your plant up also matters. Some people like to use soil with other types of mixes together. In my case, I pot them up like I pot my orchids as well. They are potted in a mix of bark and moss, and they are doing super well. Remember that not only they need humidity inside their pots, but they need some air to circulate around as well, because they are epiphyte. They don't grow in soil, so their roots, they are adapted to absorb humidity from the air. For this reason, you need to have an aerated mix. Then, feeding. I also feed my Hoyas like I feed my other orchids. They don't require heavy fertilizer like some of our terrestrial plants. So if you have terrestrial plants fertilizer, you may have to dilute it a bit, or you can try epiphyte plants fertilizer. I also add some beads of slow release fertilizer when I pot my Hoyas, and I think they do the trick. They help them to bloom and to grow healthily. And last but not least, pruning. When you're pruning your Hoyas, they can become super bushy and start climbing your windows and growing everywhere. So when you're pruning, be careful with the peduncles. The peduncles are the little, it's where the inflorescence, the flowers will come from. You'll notice them coming out of the stem. And you have to be really careful with the peduncles. If you cut the peduncles when you are pruning, your Hoya will not be able to bloom in there. So if you want to have more blooms, be careful with that. You can definitely create cuttings and give to friends and do whatever you want with them, or maybe having more Hoyas. But just be careful with the peduncles. And that was everything that I want to tell you today about blooming and reblooming your Hoyas. If you enjoy this type of content, stay here with me, subscribe to my channel, it helps me a lot. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!